guys, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are all doing well. My name is Nkhensani. If it is your first time here, and welcome to my channel. What's good? What's popping? I hope you guys are all doing absolutely amazing. I'm so happy that you guys are all here today, and today's gonna be a good one. So today we're gonna be talking about something that the Lord taught me about the fruits of the Spirit. And it's going to be, I don't know, when it hit me, I was just like, whoa, how come I didn't realize this before? So I really wanted to share this. This is going to be a new thing that I do on my channel, where if there's anything that the Lord is teaching me lately and I feel like talking about it, I'm gonna talk about it. Before we get right into this video, please don't forget to give this video a big massive thumbs up. That lets me know that you guys enjoyed this video and you guys would like me to do more content like this. Comment down below your thoughts on the fruits of the Spirit. Anything that I said, did it resonate with you, or anything that the Lord is teaching you recently? I would love to know. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're here and you haven't subscribed, or if you're new and you just stumbled upon my channel, please do consider subscribing. It's fun over here and we would absolutely love to have you. I create lifestyle and faith content, so if that is something you're interested in, make sure that you do subscribe. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to talk about something that the Lord has been teaching me, and it has been insane realizing all of these things, and how, like, one thing about the God that we serve, he really does just connect dots in your life, and like certain things just like resonate and make so much sense. And I just love that. I love how God like will reveal things to you, make things make sense, and it's just such an amazing journey of sanctification, of growth, of maturing in your faith, you know? So I really wanted to share something that the Lord has been teaching me recently about the fruits of the Spirit. I'm going to read it quickly for you guys before I talk about what the Lord taught me through it, right? So the fruits of the Spirit is found in Galatians 5 verse 22. And it says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace.
Ooh, I don't like this version. Wait, hold on.
I changed my Bibles because I'm not going to read from NIV. I'm reading from my ESV study Bible just because it makes more sense. Here it says forbearance, and like I'm just like,
what is forbearance?
I know this is so random, but I just want words that make sense. So I'm gonna read from my ESV study Bible, and basically it says in Galatians 5 verse 22 and 23, it says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law. I don't know, I'm the type of person where I had this assumption that things like God, if I ask God for something, he's gonna give it to me. So like in terms of like wisdom, you know, like how it says ask for wisdom and it shall be given to you. So like I kind of associated that same, I guess, logic in terms of the fruits of the Spirit. I was like, okay, God, like if I ask for patience, surely you're gonna give me patience. If I ask for love, you're gonna give me love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, all of these things, self-control. Like you're gonna give them to me like in an instant. Like surely you say if I knock on the door, you're gonna open up that door, right?
But man, was I wrong about that.
One thing that the Lord revealed to me is that he doesn't give you patience, he doesn't give you love, he doesn't give you joy, he doesn't give you self-control, faithfulness, all of these things. He doesn't just say, okay, cool, bam, there you go. He gives you situations and circumstances to take on that role of being patient, of being self-controlled, of being joyful, of being love, of being filled with love, all of these things. Like he gives you circumstances and he gives you opportunities to cultivate that fruit of the Spirit. And I was just like,
Wait.
So you're telling me, God, that if I say give me patience, you're not just gonna give me patience? When I'm in the line and I'm impatient, you're gonna give me opportunities to be patient. I don't know, there's so many things. I feel like for me personally, like I struggle with patience so much that God is always having me wait. He's always giving me that because he's like, you need to learn to be patient, because I'm always just like, let's go. It's like, it's so crazy because I feel like God gives you the opportunities to cultivate the fruit of the Spirit, but then like sometimes you don't realize it, and then like you fail the lesson, and then it happens again and again and again until you cultivate that discipline or that fruit, right? So like it's never like something that you automatically just learn just like that. There's potential that you gave me opportunities to cultivate all of these fruits, and there's potential that I was ignorant and I just didn't act in that, and I was like, whoa. And one of the big things, one of the ones that I guess really dawned on me was last year, right? So I spoke about how last year I struggled with my faith. It was wavy, it was shaky, all of this, right? It was just it was insane. But like at the end of the year, when I was starting to reflect on God, why was I so faithless? Like, it doesn't make sense to me why I struggled so much. And it's like, I don't know, I was reading my devotional by New Morning Mercies by Paul David Tripp, and it basically spoke about how the situations that you go through, that is what cultivates your faith. So whatever you go through, the hardships, the struggles, all of these things, they basically give you fruit. They give you the opportunity to learn to be filled with faith. It gives you the opportunity to be pruned, crushed, and all of that stuff, so that your faith is rooted, your faith is strong, it's deep, all of that stuff, because you don't just wake up and you just have deep faith, right? Like, I remember I spoke about it in when I did the Beatitudes Bible study series, and the last one was Blessed are the persecuted, and I spoke about how you don't get to a point of being persecuted and enjoying persecution well if you're not poor in spirit first, if you don't mourn over your sin, if you don't hunger and thirst for righteousness, like all of these virtues that are found in the Beatitudes. I'd highly recommend you listen to that series that I did. But the point that I'm getting at is that there are things that you need to get to the point of enduring well. So there are things that you need to go through in order to have deep faith. You don't just wake up and have deep faith. Because I mean, think about when you're first a Christian, when you're still a baby Christian, like that faith does not sustain. That faith does not help you go the distance. And God wants us to finish well. God doesn't necessarily care about how we start, but he truly cares about how we finish. So in terms of that, like there are virtues, there are things that God teaches us to learn these things. And one of the big things is the fruit of the Spirit, because we know that we want to be led by the Spirit. We want to be moved by the Spirit, not our flesh, not our earthly desires, not what the world wants. In the path of the world, our flesh, and all of these things, which is what Galatians speaks about. Galatians 5 essentially speaks about is that when you follow your flesh, that route only takes you to death. So in terms of the fruit of the Spirit, the one I struggled with the most last year was faithfulness. I remember, and it's so funny because God like made it click to me, and I was like, wait, actually, dang God, I'm so bummed that I didn't realize this when I was in the midst of, when I was in the thick of it, you know. But last year, one of the big things that I prayed for was, God, I want to be faithful towards you. I remember studying the book of Hebrews and realizing, man, I want to be this faithful towards you. Like, I want to be this faithful. And last year, like, one of the word or the phrase for the year was respond in faith. And I was like, God, I want to be faithful towards you. Like, I want to be so faithful. And I prayed about it, like, God, help me to respond in faith. Help me to be filled with faith. Help me to be faithful towards you. Help me to all of these things. And I prayed, I said, God, give me faith. Increase my faith. All of these things. And I thought that, okay, God's just going to increase my faith. But last year, my faith was shaky. And there were so many things that was going wrong. And like, I was like, God, I don't understand this. But like now in hindsight, it's like God gave me the opportunity to learn to increase my faith, to cultivate faith, to be faithful. But I didn't see that. Instead, all I started to do was doubt, and the unbelief started to surface out of my heart, and the doubt and the questioning and all of these things instead started to surface. And it didn't click in my head that this is the opportunity that you become faithful. This is the opportunity where you get, like you said, you want to be like Job, you want to be like Abraham, you want to be like the people in the hall of faith, like you want to be like all of these people, Nkhensani. God said, here's the opportunity to be filled with faith, to cultivate your faith, to increase your faith. And instead, what did I do? I just was in my fields and I avoided God, and my faith started to just decrease, and it was shaky. At the end of the year, it's like as if like a light bulb hit me, and I was like, God, I don't understand why I had to go through so many struggles. God started to show me that you said you wanted to be filled with faith though. You said that you wanted to increase your faith. You said it with so much confidence. You want to respond in faith. You wanted this. I gave you opportunities to. And you know, it's so crazy because in hindsight, I started to feel guilty and I started to feel bad. And I was like, man, God, I can't believe I failed this. But God was like to me, no, sometimes you need to go through failure first so that things are, now you are more sober-minded and you are aware of these things. So like in the thick of all of that, I started to see all of this, and now I'm just like, okay, this is where I struggle, and I still want to respond in faith. So in terms of God, I want to be patient. God's going to give you opportunities to be patient. If you want to have self-control, God's going to give you opportunities to cultivate self-control. And it's so crazy when you think about self-control specifically, because when you think about relationships and you think about like dating and all of that, think about how basically God gave you these sexual desires and urges and he calls them good. but he says only for marriage. So now you're in this period of dating and engagement and all of this stuff. God is teaching you in that moment to cultivate self-control. It's not just for whatever. God is teaching you a fruit of the Spirit that is so important for you to learn within your life. Faithfulness, goodness, gentleness. Like, God will give you opportunities to be gentle, to be meek. God will give you all of these opportunities to be filled with love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Think about it. He doesn't just give it to you. He gives you opportunities within the circumstances that you go through to cultivate that fruit of the Spirit. And it's like, it's such a thing, because it's a thing where you need to think daily, like, God, I need to die to my flesh daily, because this isn't easy for me. I would rather do the opposite of what these fruits of the Spirit say. But that's why you need to die to your flesh daily, so that, and be led by the Spirit, and ask the Spirit to lead you daily so that you can be filled with the fruit of the Spirit. And so it's a daily tug of war where you need to pick up these things and pray for discernment, that God, like, sometimes I think, I'm like, God, I wish I had the discernment to see last year that what I was going through, it was you just wanting me to be faithful towards you. But I didn't see that because I didn't discern. Instead, I went through it and I said, man, God, like,
you've been there.
So the fruit of the Spirit isn't something that you just get just like that. God will give you places, opportunities, people in your life that you need to learn to be gentle, to learn to be kind, to be filled with love. God will give you moments where instead of mumbling, murmuring, complaining, but be filled with joy. God will give you opportunities and situations where it's like, man, God, nothing in my life makes sense, but like, your peace is still here. And your peace is not the absence of struggles, but your peace is, even in the midst of what I'm going through, I have this peace. And I'm going to take it upon myself to be intentional about cultivating that. I don't know. I don't want this video to be too long, but that is something that the Lord has deeply been teaching me lately in terms of the fruits of the Spirit. And I really wanted to share this because I honestly had no clue. I had no idea until literally the beginning of this year, and I was doing my reflections, and it was like a light bulb where God was like, okay, let's see where you kind of went the wrong path, and let's grow together, and let's be more intentional about how we can do this. And the moment I saw that, oh God, this is how it works, now I'm just like, okay, God, help me be more cognizant, help me to discern when you are asking me to cultivate a certain fruit of the Spirit. And Holy Spirit, let me pick you more than my flesh, because when I pick my flesh, I'm gonna be so oblivious and ignorant to whatever you have for me in terms of the circumstances that I'm in. I love when God teaches me. I want to be teachable. So I also want to pray that for you. Is like, I pray that you ask to have a teachable spirit, because that will change you so much. Because even when you're being sanctified, if you are teachable, the process is like,
it's painful, don't get me wrong,
but it's doable, and like, you're more aware and you're more willing to want to endure all of that, you know. So yeah, anyway, this is the end of this video of what God has been teaching me lately, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give this video a big massive thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye friends.